Hey guys, Glock 42 scale model Alberta. Trumpeter T64 model 1972. All done. I had lots of fun building the chassis. Not so much fun on the turret and a lot of the other fiddly bits. But I got it done. As I do with some of my modded armor, I didn't overly weather it. In fact, I kept it fairly clean. And the reason of that was context. Maybe if I would have had a commander to put in the commander's cupola, I would have put it out on field maneuvers and muddied it up a bit. But I had no commander, I had no figures to put it with it, and I didn't have it on a base. So as most modern Soviet armor is kept extremely clean in barracks, but all we've got is some staining from the diesel fuel. If anyone drives a diesel, you know what, how just a little bit dripped on and oils off, and any dirt and dust and insects just glom right onto it. So I've added some staining on the oil tanks, and that's about it. And just some very light color modulation, a little bit of pre-shading and a little bit of post-shading, and some pin washes, and just a little bit of pastels in the front and in the top. Like I was saying, I built the chassis and I was quite happy with it on the chassis. The turret was just, for whatever reason, a real pain in the ass. I wasn't grooving building the turret. Some fit issues. Mounting this spotlight's a real pain. This photo etch in this little spotlight here is a real pain in the buttocks. The light guards are very, very poorly engineered, extremely poorly engineered. These little gills here, the armor slats, they don't fit worth a darn in their pegs. So, you know, it went from probably for a 9.5 out of 10 on my first build on this, down to probably about a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. The turret just kind of soured me. The instructions got really vague on the turret. I was originally planning to have the big machine gun, I think it's a 14.2 millimeter machine gun on there, but for whatever reason I just ended up building it in a clean turret. I'll put the machine gun on my model 1974 version T64, which I'll weather right up because I'm going to put that in maneuvers. But I kept it very simple. I used Vallejo Russian green with the color modulation. I showed you that on the first video. It worked all right. You don't want to use the last coat, the very, very light color, because it just throws everything all out of whack. So I just ended up using a couple of 3 colors out of that. I like the way it looks. It looks reasonably clean, but still a little bit of wear on it. So this is, I would not say this is definitely not one for your intermediate or entry-level model builder, but try find an older Dragon or something, maybe a Tamiya if you want to do Russian armor. This is fairly complicated with a lot of very vague directions. The directions don't even show putting on the ditching log tool, and you can see my ditching log is just a piece of wood that I gleaned off of one of my trees in the garden. Pulled the bark off of it and painted it dark green, as most of them were. Very few that I've seen pictures of have actually a natural wood ditching log. Most of them are all painted just like the tank. Now this canvas cover here, it can be green or it can be canvas. I just decided to break up the color a bit and put a canvas cover on it. Now, like I said, this was all done with Vallejo paints, with Tamiya clear, and then I used Tamiya flat on it after the decals went on. The decals are very nice. The decals with a little bit of mark softer, they snuggled right in. They look like they're painted on. The decals are fine. And all in all, I'm fairly happy with this, even though it turned out a little, it was a little bit getting me down at the end of the build. Once again, I really wish Trumpeter would get their head out of their ass and start including figures with their tanks. Same with Dragon. To me, it can do it. Give us a couple commanders and a loader to put in the turrets, to put in the hatches. It would sure go a long way to giving these tanks some life. So anyway, guys, there's my T64, just standard T64 and Soviet markings. Never seen combat, never exported. Most of them now probably, I'm guessing 2/3 to 3/4 are piled up on top of each other in scrap heaps. I found a whole bunch of really great pictures after I finished getting most of the paint job on it. It would be really cool to do one of these and do a heavy hairspray chip weathering on it, because some of the pictures I've seen, big chunks of paint flaked off, huge patches of rust faded out. That would have been probably how I should have built this tank, but I built it as issued in the early 70s. One that's just sitting in barracks that's gone out. It's reasonably clean. The guys didn't do a great job scrubbing it down, but there you have it, guys. I'm going to follow this up with a slideshow. Appreciate you watching. Glockster 42. Later, guys.